Okay, so let's start talking about hero bands. So what do I feel about these hero bands? Reinhardt is very interesting, right? Like you had Reinhardt, Diva, and Winston. I'm really glad it is not Winston that got banned. Because he only had 10.1% play. So I wanted either Reinhardt or Diva to get banned. Reinhardt did get banned. And you know what I think this opens up? I think Reinhardt being banned opens up the way for Winston. Winston, Diva. You already saw a lot of it this week. Oh my god. You know what? I'm never going to draw anymore, guys. There is a letters thing here, I think. Somebody stop me from drawing. Okay. What do you think of Bunker? With Orisa? I think Dive breaks it. Dive or spam. You can like play Farah Hanzo. Winston. Diva. This is so large. Holy crap. What happened? Why is this so scuffed? Okay. But why I think Winston Diva is good is because if Ryan is banned, that means if you don't want to play Dive, you have to play Orisa, right? Like you have to play Orisa. And I think Orisa against Dive is weak. So it's either Hammond or Winston, right? I feel like with all the Orisa nerfs, I don't think the Orisa's that good. And what I think is really gonna impact everything. Holy shit, my cat is scratching the door. Okay, what I think is really gonna impact everything is this McCree nerf or McCree ban. I think McCree being banned opens up two characters, right? Like you still have the Mei, of course, but Mei doesn't work that well with Winston. So what this really opens up is Sombra. McCree being banned opens up Sombra. We already saw a bunch of Sombra play. Sombra is insanely good against not Reinhardt main tanks, except for Orisa. And Winston is pretty good against Sombra, right? Sombra is really good against Hammond. She's pretty good against Diva, right? And she's good against Hog and Sigma. So what this is all leading me to is because of these bans, I think Dive comp will be very good. I foresee next week a Dive comp meta to start. Especially because we already saw a lot of Dive comp this week, right? From teams like Defiant, from Outlaws. Who else? Who are you played it? Who are you played the Sombra Genji? Or NYXL. Vancouver played a lot of the Genji with Haxel. But Sombra allows all these comps to work. And McCree is a big counter to Sombra, right? Source Farah? No, I don't think Farah is good. Because Farah gets out-tempoed by dive comps. So what Farah is good against is bunker comps, right? Right, like the Orisa. If teams are gonna sit still on point, then the Farah's good. But if Winston Diva is good, then Farah doesn't get enough time to get enough damage in, right? Before the dive happens, before a backline gets dived, before anyone gets hacked. So the pairing with Sombra, I feel is either gonna be Mei or Tracer. I think Mei is just all around incredibly strong as a pick, but maybe she doesn't synergize with Winston very well. She does do really good against Winston and Hammond. So the pairing with Sombra is either Mei or Tracer in my opinion. Tracer because she synergizes so well with Winston and Sombra, and she can like play really interestingly. Tracer got the nerf for her range, like her effective range, which from 10 to 13 meters. And I think she hasn't been seeing as much play because of Mei McCree being played. But some teams have even still been playing her, right? Like I think Tracer had like a 7% pick rate or something. Saw teams like London Spitfire pick her. You saw NYXL pick her against a different team this weekend. And I think the Tracer just really synergizes with the Sombra here. And then you've got the Winston Diva for tanks. And Diva all around really good. I think Tracer May or Sombra Tracer, depending on map. But it could also be Sombra Genji, right? Like, this really depends on map. I think Sombra's going to be busted when Ryan is out of the game. And McCree's out of the game, right? I think Sombra's almost going to be a must pick. Sombra Doomfist. See, I think where Doomfist is good is against like slow comps, like Rhine comps, right? But where I think Doomfist is really bad is against dive comps. Like he does pretty good against Winston Diva, but he does really badly against Sombra and Tracer, right? So I could see it on like Anubis second, right? Where Doomfist has always been good. But I won't see it for like whole maps. But definitely Genji can be a pick on maps. Reaper can be a pick. Because Reaper's just really good against Winston Diva, right? So maybe May Reaper could also be very good. But I think Sombra is going to be like a centerpiece for all these comps. Because the Ryan and the McCree are banned. Like, especially if you have some Asian insight into scrims, they already play a lot of Sombra, actually. For example, what do you think will be the DPS for NYXL? I mean, it's very map dependent, right? Like, if they are on Horizon, then they could play Sabi Yolbi, Who Are You, and play Sombra Genji, right? But yeah, I can also see a Reaper get play on some maps. But again, Reaper does do really good into Winston Diva, but he doesn't do that well into Sombra Tracer, in my opinion. Especially when there's no Reinhardt to play around. So I don't know where Reaper fits in, really. Especially with Moira banned, Moira and Reaper fit really well together, right? Because then you basically have no one to dive. But without Moira being there, that combo isn't there. Like whenever you see Reaper pick, you see the Moira a lot. Hello, sir. Thank you for the insight. No problem. Ah, shit. I removed everything. Okay, that's fine. I can use this one now. Great. Maybe we make the font a little smaller, yeah? Thank you. So DPS. Strong. Maybe we can make a list. Undo button. I mean, no one can read my handwriting anyway. So, Corey can play Hanzo and Reaper, well, yeah. But I definitely think it's a hit for Corey, because obviously his strongest character is Widow, and his Kree's been looking really good. Strong. I think Sombra. Let's make a tier list for DPS, because there's still like really good tiers, right? Torb against Dive. Yeah, Torb could be really good. Like May Torb. It's already seen play, right? Why is my freaking cursor so big again? So tier list DPS. A tier. B tier. C tier. Okay, Sombra definitely A tier. May definitely A tier. Who else is A tier? I think Tracer will be A tier. Because the Kree is banned. Torb. See, I don't think Doomfist will be A tier, guys. I think Doomfist will be B tier. Because I think Doomfist 1 is a very map-specific hero. And 2, Sombra and Tracer both counter Doomfist really hard. I think Torb is insanely good against the dive right, but then teams can still play Mei Hanzo, so I want to put Torb in B tier. Like, if you're against Sombra Tracer, then Torb is S tier, in my opinion. But if you're against Hanzo Mei, then Torb is not. I don't think Pharah will be that good, guys. I think Pharah gets shit on by dive comp because D.Va still has the 3-second booster, so she can like really contest Pharah. Sombra out-tempos Pharah a lot, and so does Tracer, right? So if you're against Sombra Tracer as Pharah, you're not gonna do your damage in time. Even though the hit scans are banned, I think Pharah's a bait. I think Pharah will be C tier. No, D.Va's not nerfed on Owl Patch. Okay, so who have we not placed yet? Not placed. That got playing Owl. Soldier. I think Ashe is garbage. Genji, yeah, you're right. Genji's definitely gonna see play. Hanzo. Reaper we haven't played yet. Yeah, Reaper's definitely gonna be a good pick. See, is there a world where you can play this comp, right? So, I think... Oh, Sim, yeah. But Sim I don't think is very good without like double shield, etc. I think Ashe gets dive too easy. I do not think Bob is a good ult. So, would this comp get any play? I don't think Junkrat is good against, or that good against dive. So, in Overwatch, right? And I'm going to explain a concept to you guys. In Overwatch, there is always free comps. Free archetypes of comps. And then there's sub-archetypes, but there's always these free comps, guys. You always have dive, spam, and death ball. And right now, that's behind your cam. No, it's not. You're good. Right now, death ball beats dive, right? And spam isn't good currently, so that's why death ball is so good right now. Like, that's because you dragged it, you dingus. But death ball is like the uber comp right now because Mei and Kree are so good, and because Lucio and Ryan are like speeding each other around, right? But death ball just got a massive nerf with these nerfs, right? Like 2 of the characters that were making death ball work in this patch got banned. Death ball wins unless you're Toronto Defiant. I mean, even now, death ball is not even the uber pick on some maps, right? Previously, like in stage 4, spam with like double sniper or, you know, Mei Hanzo was the best meta, right? Because that would beat every comp because you could spam them out before they could rotate with their death ball or dive you. But then Goats before that was a death ball comp, and then before Goats, you had the dive and the spam comps, right? Death ball super map dependent even now, IMO. Even with the bans. So, the current death ball comp has to be let me go back to writing. Current death ball comp has to be, I mean, not really an Aldo move. But yes, I do think dive is stronger than some Owl teams admit it. Look. So after hero bans, the death ball comp I come up with is this, right? And then you rotate onto points and you sit there and you make teams come to you. But I don't think this comp is that great because if you can't rotate well, like Anna doesn't rotate very well, right? She can get picked off very easy while rotating. So Moira being banned hurts this a lot. I don't think Brig does very well in Deathball because Lucio Brig doesn't do enough healing. Baptiste, actually, yeah, Baptiste definitely really good here. You guys are right. Probably Baptiste over Anna, to be honest, because with the Baptiste, you have a cleaner rotation, you have AoE heals, and Baptiste and Orisa synergize really well, right? Yes. You guys are right. D.Va equals Anna. Not with this comp, I think. I think the Orisa and the Baptiste synergize really well. So could I still see Deathball work? Okay, so let's go over the other two comps, right? What do we think is dive? What do we think is spam? So spam is probably gonna be like a Mei Hanzo comp. Orisa, D.Va, Brig, Bat. I mean, if you're playing Deathball, then you have to go places, right? Like, you have to rotate the point. The Lucio does all that. Add Bastion to not placed. I mean, Bastion's not going to see play. So, I'm not going to place it. I mean, I can place it, but it's just going to be, like, under C tier. Wisdom, D.Va, Pharah, Mercy, Samba. I don't think Pharah, Mercy will see play. I think Pharah just gets shit on so hard by D.Va right now. Anyway, let's continue. What is going to be the spam comp? The spam comp, Orisa still. D.Va's just so versatile right now. Like, I can't see you not play D.Va. D.Va does like everything. Like, maybe you could play Sigma, but I feel like if I were to start a defense without D.Va and I would play Orisa Sigma, that would be the easiest dive in my life, you know? That's so easy to dive. Like, Sombra destroys that. Yeah, D.Va's definitely better. And then you've got Mei, because her wall is so versatile. Hanzo, because he's not banned. He's been a spammer before, right? We saw this in stage 4. Then definitely Baptiste. And then maybe Brig as the anti-dive. Like, does this comp beat dive? Then Yida. I think it's mirror comp. Yeah, but I'm not thinking about mirror comps. I'm thinking like, if I am a defense comp, then would I pick this as a starting defense? Zen? I mean, Zen in the mirror, yes. I would play Zen in the mirror. But let's say I'm starting D1. What was a map played in Owl this weekend? That's neutral. D1 Kings Row. Then, if I were to play Zen instead of Brig, then I would just pick a dive comp into this, right? But if I were to see Brig on defense, then I could swap the Brig out for a Zen, right? So let's put the Zen. We could even do Zen Brig. Wouldn't this comp just lose to real spam then? I mean, does it? With the Baptiste Brig, Hanzo, and D.Va? Like, real spam would just be the Baptiste Zen. Yeah, I guess you are right. So, does Brig Zen have enough feeling? I mean, the Orisa doesn't take that much damage. If it was a spam mirror, then I would always play Baptiste then, right? Like you saw in stage 4. But if teams play dive comp, I want the Brig. Yeah, if you pick Brig Bap, you lose the Zen spam for sure. You're right. Okay, so let's look at what the dive comp looks like. So dive, we have Winston Diva. Winston can sometimes be substituted for Hammond, but I would only play Hammond if there is no Mei or Sombra on enemy team. Because I think Hammond gets very hard countered by Mei and Sombra. If Brig loses hardest to Zen spam, that just enforces the mirror. Yeah, but if I would play Zen on defense and the enemy team plays dive, can they just kill your Zen? That I do not know. Then Sombra Tracer is DPS. And then Brig, because she combines so well with Sombra. Like, you could also play Genji here if the map has a lot of high grounds. What about Ball Monkey if no Mei? I think Diva is just so good. Oh shit, I messed up again. Move camera? No, I'll move the thing. There you go. Thank you guys. Your cam is hiding the text. I think Diva's just so good, guys. I think you cannot remove Diva from dive comp. He pockets the Winston or Hammett so well. I think Diva's just insane right now. Like you see in all these comps, I have Diva because I feel she does everything. Like, especially with Reinhardt removed, I want Diva even more, you know? Because she counters Orisa really hard, she counters Winston really hard, she counters a lot of the DPS. Like, I cannot see a world where Diva's like not 90+% pick rate next week. Doom Sombra on dive, I think Doom gets countered really hard by Sombra. I think Doom is really good against Rhine comps. That's why he's so picked this week. What about last support? I think Zen or Anna is like good as last support. I think definitely like Anna is like normal, right? If you get a big nade, then you win, but Zen can also be really good. I think Anna, if you want to have the monkey play really aggressive and like set up high dives, take high grounds. What about Lucio? I think Brig works so insanely well with dive. Is that the list? Yeah, this is the list that's gonna be gone. These are banned. I think Brig is OP with Sombra Tracer. Because Brig can armor Sombra Tracer on like flanks and dives. And like, it's so hard to kill a 200 HP Tracer. Thanks for the follow, MDNCPK. Doomfist in dive comp. No, I don't think Doomfist is good. Like, if Kree and shit is banned, like, I really feel like the teams that play Doomfist, like, there was a lot of Doomfist today, right? But I really feel that Doomfist gets countered by like a lot of stuff right now. So I really don't feel Doomfist is gonna get play. Like, maybe the teams will play it, but if you can play a good Sombra Tracer, I think that's better than the Doomfist. If you play Dive Mirror, maybe if you're like, of course it's very meta dependent, right? If you're like Anubis D2, that's the best Doomfist point in the game. Do you think Paris will struggle this week? I think Paris is really good in this meta. But they might not be as good next meta, right? Okay, so these are the three compositions that I've always seen play, right? There's always been dive, always been spam, always been deathball. And there's always one that's like a little bit better than the other two, and that's why the meta becomes that, you know? Good night, David. Thank you for coming in. But let's continue on the hero tier list. So where do we see spam comp? I think spam comp could be played by a lot of teams, to be honest. Like, when I think Hanzo,
Cheers, love.
I don't instantly think anti-dive, though. Thanks for the follow, Heja. That could be a problem for the Hanzo. Wait, can I no longer edit this? Oh no, we've screwed up. Paint has done me over. How do I edit an existing chat box? Good to Hanzo for Torb. That's true. You aren't clicking the right spot. Definitely am. Where's the right spot here? Maybe I just select. I have no. Well, we can just draw with it, I guess. Whatever. Can't. Why am I in Paint then? Shit. Why am I doing this in Paint? Once you click off, it's there forever. I could see Washington going straight for the spam comp. Definitely. I think Washington has Koi right, but he's a hit scan that's focused on snipers. I'll just open up another Paint when I finish this, right? We can screenshot this. Rain are going for the spam. I have no clue. Honestly, do Rain even play next week? This is only for 1 week, remember? Koi Hanzo's really good. Do I think Hanzo will be A tier? It all depends on how good like the spam archetype is. Because Hanzo is necessary in the spam archetype with these bans, right? Rain plays Boston, okay. Oh, gonna be a stomp. I think you play Hanzo against anything that is not dive. But I think against dive, Hanzo's not that great. And since right now, I think the dive is going to be really strong next week, I'm going to put Hanzo in B tier, guys. Hanzo. Gonna move him here. Nice. I think Symmetra is gonna be as situational as she is now, right? Really map situational, so I'm gonna put her in C tier. I think Sim is good on like Lijiang Night Market, but I think she's not like going to be good on a lot of maps, right? Oh my god, my handwriting is so bad. We're opening up a new Paint. Paint. Oh my god. Why am I doing this through Paint? What the hell is that handwriting? I'm sorry. I remember when we went to text boxes. Okay. Can I copy this? I don't think I. Okay. DPS tier list. We're making a whole new Paint. We're not clicking off of this anymore. 24. A tier. Who do we already have? Sombra, May, Tracer. B tier. Doomfist, Torb, C tier. Vera. Top placed. Sure. Hanzo. Why Paint? I do not know. What other thing do I use here? That is the real question. We are scuffed streamers here. Okay? Okay. So. Hanzo and B tier. Word doc. Oh my god, you guys are geniuses. Let's do Notepad, actually. Notepad. We're coming in clutch. We can edit on this. Copy this, put it in Notepad. Oh, this is much better too. Orb C. Symmetra. I think Junkrat also, honestly, I feel like Junkrat is worse than a lot of these. Okay, so why is Farah in C tier? It's because I think Farah takes a ton of time to set up her poke. And especially with how good D.Va is right now. Farah gets shut down really hard. D.Va claps Farah very hard. So does Sombra. Like, even if McCree and Widow are banned, Sombra gets out-tempoed by a lot of picks. Like, she gets out-tempoed by D.Va. She gets out-tempoed by Mei a lot because she can choose where to pick and choose fights, right? She gets out-tempoed by Tracer and Sombra. Like, even before, when people were playing Farah, Mercy on Ilios well, when Farah was really good, right? People would pick Sombra Tracer and not McCree against her because Sombra Tracer out-tempos Farah. So she's too low tempo to get anything done, in my opinion. Okay, so Junkrat and Symmetra are out. Genji. Now, Genji, I think, is interesting because there might also be a situation where you have to dive high ground, right? And characters like Sombra and Tracer are god awful at diving high ground. Like, if I'm playing Watchpoint Gibraltar, Point A, and Hanzo is playing on a high ground, I don't want to dive that with Tracer. I would want to go Sombra Genji. So I can definitely see Genji being like a good pick. Yeah, I definitely think Genji is in B tier. I think he's in the same mode as Doomfist, where I would pick him against some comps. But against other comps, I think he's really bad. Right? Okay, so we've already placed Hanzo too. Soldier and Reaper. Now I think Soldier is great at staying alive, but he just doesn't perform the deeps that I want to see in a DPS. And if you have a Mei, then you want a hyper carry DPS. I think Ashe is garbage. Ashe is like E tier. Ashe will not see play. But Bastion's also garbage. Like, Junkrat I could see play, but Ashe and Bastion aren't gonna see play, guys. They're just not. What happened? Okay. They really aren't. Ashe is ass tier. Torb is in B tier right now, because Torb is very good against Sombra Tracer, which are in A tier right now. So Torb can be picked as a counter pick, in my opinion. As a very, very good counter pick to Sombra and Tracer. Because he gets the armor from his E, and he has the turret, which is really good against Sombra Tracer because they have a hard time killing the turret, right? Soldier. So, I think Soldier just doesn't do the DPS right now. Like, he's very survivable. But if I'm playing like Ana Soldier, I don't even want to dive the Soldier. I want to dive the Ana.
Cheers, love. The
Thanks for the follow, Gringo. I think Soldier is in D tier. Like, he's better than Ashe and Bastion for sure. But I don't know if he'll see play. What teams do you see benefiting from those bans? Well, that's where I want to go next. Like, I want to look at the list of people that are playing. Shock played this week. I couldn't wait to see Sinatra lock the legs. I do not think anyone is locking the legs. I'm sorry. Has any team played Soldier this season? I think one team has. I think KSB picked it on like an Anubis defense. Reaper. I think Reaper is insane against Winston D.Va. And he pairs good with Mei. So, like, if the Deathwall comp is good, then Reaper is really good, right? But Reaper is not great against Tracer and Sombra. But Reaper's really good against Winston in general. But Winston can avoid the Reaper a lot too. And Reaper doesn't do too good with Brig, and I think Brig will be very good. Because there's no Ryan. And Brig and Ryan aren't that good together right now. Thanks for all the follows, guys. I really appreciate it. That face when XZI doesn't have... He's still done good on Hanzo. But I'm going to put Reaper in B tier, just because I think Reaper is an extremely solid pick. And he gets countered right now by Kree. And Kree's banned, obviously. But I also think he works very well with Moira. And Moira is also banned. So with the Deathball comp, you would want to play the Reaper, obviously. So I could see it played on some maps. Okay, so let's look at the OWL schedule next week, guys. Let's see what teams are benefiting from the free compositions, and what I think is the strongest composition is going to be Dive. Well, let's see what teams are going to do good at that. Okay, so we've got... Let's go back into this notepad too, so I can just write it down real quick. Defiant, Mayhem, Eternal, Outlaws. Outlaws got their first win today. Let's go. At their homestand. I love that for them too. They seem so down after their losses. Oh, Boston, Washington, Eternal, Fusion. I'll put a V in between this so I don't forget that it's not one team. But I'm mostly just gonna judge the teams and not judge the matchup, obviously. What else have we got? NYXL, Justice, Uprising, Rain. A very inconsistent naming scheme. It's not supposed to be pretty. Thank you for the follow, Isaac. Okay. So what stonks are going up and what stonks are going down? Let's just list the teams individually, actually. We've got Mayhem, who have been very good on the Kree, etc. Defiant, who have been very good with dive comp. Or like good with dive comp. They haven't been insane because they got destroyed by the rain like you saw.
The cavalry's here.
Journal, you have Outlaws, you have Boston, you have Washington, and you have Fusion, you have Rain. Yeah, Outlaws did beat them on that, but that's mostly because I think Dante played an insanely good Sombra, and Blase did really good on the Doomfist too. It's very impressive to like not play for 2 maps, then come in and then clap like that. And NYXL, you were right. Okay, what stonks do we think are going up? So Mayhem, they looked best when they were playing Kree May. Yaki's May looked great. BQB's Kree looked great. And Saya player is a Widow and Kree specialist. So I think Mayhem is going down, to be honest. I thought BQB's Kree was their highlight. I think Isamra's good, but BQB could play. Yeah, but who's gonna play the Tracer, guys? Or the other dive character? Like Yaki can play Tracer. Yaki can definitely play a good Tracer. Just the Mayhem DPS line. Yeah, Saya's not gonna play. But Saya wasn't playing already, so that's not too big of a deal. Yaki Tracer definitely possible, yeah. And then their tank line's pretty flexible. Like we saw in stage 4 that Mayhem did pretty good with Karai and Gargoyle. How do we rate Karai and Winston? I thought it was great today. Like I thought they were already playing some Samra Doomfist today and they did really good on it. So I honestly might make the Mayhem stocks go up. Like, BQB did great on the Kree, but I think he also is a good Sombra. Yaki is a playmaker, and he won't be stuck on May. Blade won't play. He looked pretty bad on the Winston, and now today they had Karayan in, and they won the COF, right? I mean, Fate played yesterday, guys, but today they played Karayan on Winston on Ilios Lighthouse, and he looked great, I thought. So, like, I really think Karayan Gargoyle might be the lineup, especially because they played together before in a team, right? Um, and then their support line, Gangnam Jin, who is really good, and Chris, who plays Brig. And Brig is going to be great next week, I think. And he looked weak on the Lucio, but I think he looked pretty good on the Brig, actually. I think that if Yaki can play a really good Tracer and be flexible to the Doomfist and the Genji in different situations, then I think Mayhem stocks might be going up, especially because BQB's Sombra is pretty good, right? And they did pretty badly this week. Like, they went 0-2 this week. Yeah, I think Mayhem stocks are going up because they have a pretty flexible roster. Saya wasn't playing anyway. Supposedly, he never looked that great on it last year. Okay, Defiant, they were already playing Dive, right? Surefour really likes the Sombra. They look lost on Kree May at times. But do they have a Tracer? Logix is a great Tracer. So if they can play Surefour Sombra and Logix Tracer, I think that could be really good on some maps. And then Agility's King Kamena is a Genji Doomfist specialist. And then Beast, best characters, Winston. I think Winston's going to be great. Nevix, obviously just going to play the Diva. No change there. And then support line, Kariv, great Anna. Anna's not banned, so I think they can keep playing Anna. And Kellex already played some of the breaks, so I think the fine stocks are going up to you. I don't think there's any way they can go down when they were already playing these comps and none of their good characters got banned. But is Kellex a good break? I honestly couldn't tell you. I haven't looked at him enough. I haven't seen his POV. I think with Briggs to assess them, it's very important to see where all their armor packs go and where their stuns go and how they position with their flex support, which I can't really see off the stream. Didn't Kariv play a lot of Moira? I mean, they did, but that's because they really liked the rush comps because they're unconfident in the McCree play, I think. Kariv's Anna is insane, right? So Defiant stocks have to go up. Now Eternal, they look insane this meta, so it's hard for them to go up. They just beat the Rain today. Yet they have Eggsy, who look best on the Kree and the Widow. They have Nico, who's may look very good, and I think what's the biggest thing for Eternal, what's gonna hit them, is that the coaching staff has done very well on this meta, but next week is a different meta, you know? So if I don't think the coaching staff can like fully prepare the team for this meta. Ben Best not having Ryan might be a big L, yeah. I think Eternal is a big down. Like, a big down. That's a capital V right there. It's not a normal V. I think Eternal stocks are dropping because of these hero pools. Eggsy looked great when they played around him. Nico looked great on the May. FD God can still fuck, right? But if he's on break jail, then he can't. Is No Smite a better Winston? Eternal's definitely gonna struggle. Who plays Samba? Probably Eggsy. They still have a pretty big bench too, but I feel like the bench on the Eternal just isn't that good. Anbin's always gonna do good on the Diva, even in dive. Soon and Eggsy both can't play Sombra. I think the Eternal's gonna struggle really hard. Soon Tracer. Yeah, but Soon hasn't been playing the last few weeks too. Nico did play some Sombra this week, and he did look pretty good. But not as good as he did on the May. But Eternal stocks are dropping big time. Then Outlaws.
Cheers, love! The cavalry's here!
Thanks for the follow, Gap. Outlaws, Outlaws, Outlaws. Somehow, you won against Defiant this week. Outlaws go up. I think the big thing for Outlaws is that I think Dante is their best player. And his Sombra is absolutely crazy. Oh, you're right. I like that Bane of Valor. Let's use the pluses. I think Mayhem's going up by 1 plus. Defiant 2 plus. Eternal 2 minus. Yeah, I like the plus plus minus minus. So I'll just do 1 or 2. Actually, will we do 1, 2, 3? Because I think Eternal's 3 minus. Okay. So let's think. Outlaws. I think Dante's insane on the Sombra. They're playing dive right now already to great success. I think if they can utilize Dante more. That's true. Who plays Tracer for Outlaws? If they have to play... I feel like they just don't play Tracer Sombra. I feel like they have to play Sombra Doomfist. Or Sombra Genji. I don't think they have a great... Yeah. I think they have to play Sombra Doomfist or Sombra Genji. I think Doomfist will struggle, though, against Sombra Tracer. Because what Doomfist needs to do is he needs to come from unexpected angles. But Tracer is really good at like covering angles, especially if he has Brig armor. So Tracer can push the Doomfist out a lot. I don't know about Linkship Tracer, guys. It wasn't good before. And then Muma looked decent on Winston this week. He needs to rely less on his May play, which doesn't look good for the Outlaws. Obviously, might not be any May play for them. Meko is a really good diva and dive too. Like, very happy to be fine, yeah. And then you have Raucus, who ended up dying a lot of first in their match yesterday, which ended up losing them a lot of fights, which might be amplified, right, by dive being played. And Jexay. Jexay I rated very highly, on Lucio, but I don't know how his Brigitte is. If they want to play Sombra, I think Brigitte is like a must pick with Sombra. Or like nearly a must pick in my opinion. So I don't think Outlaws is going to be that much better. But they did beat Defiant today in the dive mirror. What if they play Repel instead of Raucus? They must have been not playing Repel for a reason today as well. They must think Raucus is better. And Raucus did look good today. But yesterday he didn't look that good. So, do we write it off to like a one-time slump from him? Brig today was nice. Blase's Torb though. If you play Torb, you have to play the May though. And their May play is bad, so they're definitely going to play some sort of dive in my opinion. Like, there's no way that Outlaws doesn't come out and play dive next week. Because they have already been doing pretty good on the dive. So I'm going to say plus, because with dive you have to rely less on team play. Dante's playing Sombra. Dante's good Sombra. Okay, so Boston. Boston have Jerry, who's good on hit scans. And they have Color Hex. Who Color Hex I think is great on every character he gets like a time to practice and a time to become very good at. What else does Jerry play? I think Jerry plays Tracer and Sombra, but I haven't seen too much of it. I've watched his stream sometimes, and it looked alright. But I don't know too much about it. Like, I haven't seen it in too much pro play. Is Axiom a good Rhine? I don't think the Rhine play is that staggering on Boston. I think if they play Winston, Fusion is going to be in, because he does a lot of the calling on Winston, and it's very good if you can shoot the Winston's targets. But I'm confused about the whole Axiom Fusion situation. Are they going to play Axiom, you guys think? Maybe they will. Muffin didn't look too great on the D. Not gonna lie. So you're saying there's a chance. I don't know. I'm just so low on the Boston right now. But they were already low this meta too. But I feel like with team play, they could pull off a lot of wins. Yeah, Muffin and Brucin both haven't played too much dive diva. Like they're both relatively newbies in competitive play. Like I worked with Prefen for a long time, but it's been goats for like the last 1.5 years, right? Yeah, they're already bad. I think Myunbong is insane though. Like Myunbong might have more impact in dive than he does now, but he already has a really big impact on their play. Like I feel what made Boston win against the Outlaws is that they played better as a team. But if it's gonna be like dive comps and stuff, then team play doesn't matter as much. Like of course it really matters to connect together on the enemy team and like help your supports, help your backline, have good comms. But still, like your Sombra player needs to pop off, your Tracer player needs to pop off, your Winston needs to not die, you know. Your backline needs to survive, which I trust Myunbong to do. But I don't know if I trust the whole team to do it and help him, you know? So I think Boston and Munchkin as well. That's true. I'm putting Boston same. Like they're already bad, and I don't see them getting much better. Washington. I think Washington goes down a lot, right? Because Corey is their hyper kid. Corey is absolutely insane. Whenever you put this guy on Tracer, or on Kree, on Widow, he's nasty. His Hanzo's great. Like his Hanzo's really good, but I don't rate Hanzo too high into a dive comp. Yeah, I know he is a good Hanzo, but I don't rate Hanzo too high into a dive comp. I feel like Roar's Winston hasn't been too great. Elevote is absolutely insane. Who is their Sombra? I don't know. They only have 7 players. Like, Tuba played Tracer this weekend. That didn't look very good. Corey Tracer isn't that great. I've seen it. Like, Corey is their hard carry. And without Corey, like, killing 3 people on Widow every fight, Washington doesn't look great. Of course, last week they were sick. But still, I feel like Justice Stonks go down. Like, they go down, like, a lot. Like, I think Mei Hanzo can be a comp they play. Mei Hanzo Diva, Brig, Anna. Something they can play, right? But I think without Corey, on Kree or Widow, they go down. So I'm going to say minus. Like, as a whole, Washington has been like Corey and Elevote carry squad. Elevote's still going to be very impactful. He's very good. But there's no way Corey is as impactful, right? 100%. They're going to be down. Fusion. Now these guys have like an insane roster. They have like everything on lockdown. They have DPS, Hisu, EQO, Carpe, Chipsa, and Ivy. But in a Sombra Tracer meta, they wouldn't do too good, right? Like, I already rate Fusion really highly. They look very good on this meta. Carpe Tracer's great, but who's playing Sombra? They have a lot of flexibility, yeah. Like, Sombra's going to be key, I think. And I don't really see an insane Sombra player for them. So that's where they could fail. Like, I could probably see EQO be it. Fusion did really good. That's a good point. But wasn't Dive different back then? Like, didn't you play Tracer Genji? You played Tracer Genji then, which I think they'll do great at. But I think Sombra. Sombra. Like, Sombra will be great. Like, Sombra fucks these non-Ryan comps. Hisu on Sombra, yeah. Hisu is a good Sombra, I think. Like, I'm not entirely sure about Hisu. Because I know he's a sniper main. Like, he prefers the Widow. But he can definitely play Tracer. Hisu underage. Oh, that's a good point. Is he? Hisu Overwatch. Oh, Hisu's underage, guys. Okay. So yeah, Hisu is... That is such a good point. Thank you, Nibak, for that. Okay. So then I think Fusion Stonks are down because they're so good right now. Like, Sato's Winston's great. Like, Sato's Winston top tier, right? Their Diva play, insane. Whoever plays it, insane. Carpe Tracer, insane, right? But because I think they're so good right now, and Sombra's so good in the meta. Also, Funny Astro's insane at Lucio. But I don't know as much about his Brig, right? Like, I think Brig is like a different beast, right? You have to be very patient. He likes to make plays, you know? I think Fusion, especially because I think I rate their coaching staff so highly. And they look very drilled this meta, like their wall placements, etc. They look so good, even with Ivy and EQ, like both of them. They understand the meta very well, but when they only get a week to practice, it might be rough for them. And they're so good right now that they have to go down, right? Like, they are so good. So, is it going to be minus or just minus? Because I rate Sato's Winston better than his Ryan, even though his Ryan's been looking. I don't think they'll put chips in. They have great Diva, but I mean, Diva is same. They have Alarm, who's played so many dive metas, and he's really good at dive. Astro, who's insane at Lucio, but he might have to play Brig, so that might be a downgrade. You've got Carpe on Tracer, who's going to be insane, and they did really good Season 1. They'll still, I mean, they'll win, but are they going to be as dominant as they are now? They did do badly against Defiant. But that was just a one-off fluke. They've looked dominant since then. I think it's just a 1-. But I still think they win because they're like... Because the rain looked so bad today, they're a top 2 team right now, looking like... And of course, a lot of teams haven't played yet, right? Shanghai's been looking at, like, we've been hearing that they're insane, but they haven't played yet. And they don't play next week. They're going to shit on Paris? Probably. Because they're so good. So I'm going to do 1 minus. Yeah, but we're not looking at the matchups too much. We're just looking at, is the team improving? Are the stocks going up or are they going down? Okay, Rain. So Rain, they have a very deep roster too. They have 12 members. Of course, the team I'm most familiar with. I think I rated Rain really highly this meta, but they kind of got dicked on today. They really did. Hawk didn't look insane as debut, but I think it might be a little bit of like first time on stage, you know, maybe not comfortable. I think he's still a very good diva. I think Bookbo is insane at Winston. Like his Winston is really good. It hasn't been seen too much by anyone, but I think his Winston's like nasty. I think they can play every DPS lineup. Erster is insane at like Erster. It's crazy. He plays every DPS at a top 5 owl level. Like he's.
Cheers, love. The
Thanks for the
cavalry's
follow,
here.
Abby. He is so good. And like you see him even swap today to Tracer for like 1 second, he gets a free K, you know? So I think just because of Rain's flexibility and their individual play, they have to go up. Like, and especially because they didn't do good today, they're going up. I think Pokeball's Winston's insane. Hawk obviously still on the diva, doesn't matter too much. Dogman hates playing Moira, so Moira being banned will make it. Masa is just great on every character he plays. So, and then Edison will probably come in as either the Tracer or the Sombra, and Sharp also plays an insane Tracer and Sombra. So we might not even see Erster play next week. If Sharp and Edison both play, I could still definitely see Erster playing.
Cheers, love.
Could support
The
line
cavalry's
change this
here.
week? I doubt it. I think they're always gonna keep Masa in. Yeah, they're definitely always keeping Masa in, just because he's been such like a big force for that support line. He's so good. And then I also just see them keeping Dogman in because it's probably gonna be Anna or Baptiste, which he was playing anyway. So there's no reason to change that, right? So I rate Rain very highly, especially with Edison, Sombra, or Tracer coming in this weekend. And even if they have to play Mei Hanzo, that's still good for them, right? Like their play didn't look that great today, but with Ryan banned, Pokeball being able to flex over to Winston or Orisa, like possibly, they're still gonna look great. Like I have to give them like 2 pluses because they did so bad today. Edison playing next weekend. Edison is nutty. Erster can play every character. They're so flexible. Big rate on Rain here. Then NYXL. How do we feel about Dive, Hawk, Fried? I mean, I feel like Hawk's done great on aggressive diva. Like, if you watched Gauntlet, Hawk is like really an aware diva. He like knows where the enemy is at what points. So I feel like that works perfectly into Dive, right? Like, I think, especially because Hawk got like a lot of his stage cheaters out today, gonna do good for them. And he's played for long enough that he's like experienced the dive metas, you know? Like he's been around for a long time. Like he played Bazooka Puppies before Atlanta Academy, I believe. Some other teams too. And you saw even in Gauntlet that when Gator played Winston, Hawk did a really good job supporting his Winston. Okay, and then NYXL. They also have such a deep roster. Like, so deep. Yeah. I think it's gonna be Sabiobi Sombra actually, because he does so much of the calling, and Sombra is so important in calling. And even last season, you saw them put Sombra like put a lot of plays. Like you had them play the Samra Goats, and Sabiobi played the Samra, and he made like a lot of calls. So I think it's gonna be Nene Tracer, who's like really good at Tracer, and then Sabiobi Samra definitely, because Sabiobi does so much of the calling for a team. He's like the captain, right? Mono Winston, Hoppa Diva. Mono Winston good, but I think his Ryan is also really good. I mean, it has to be Animal on Lucio or Brig. It's probably gonna be Animal on Brig. Jonah, yeah, they have to go up. Like, I like Sabiobi Nene. I love Sabiobi coming in, doing a lot of the calling for them. Because what seemed weak for NYXL is if they play, like, really slow and indecisive, right? If the enemy team, like, pushes them around, they're able to get kind of abused. And sometimes if they have Nene Libero in, they might miss the calling that Sabiobi brings. So I think if they can play Sabiobi Nene on Summer Tracer, that's definitely a plus. I think that might even be a plus plus. Hoppa Diva, I mean, we're looking at last week. Like, Hoppa Diva still Hoppa Diva, right? If Gengi Doom, yeah, we might be able to see who are you on some maps, like Anubis, Horizon, Hanamura. Manos Winston are, yeah, Manos is such a good mate. Like, Mano is like such a good mate. And then they have Jonak, and Jonak in dive, we all know what happened. He was like nasty. And it's not a playoffs game, guys. Very important. So I think NYXL plus plus, to be honest. They didn't look like insane this week. Like, they looked good. Or like when they played, right? They looked good. But they sometimes, like, they're putting in Sabiobi the week before. And now they're putting Libero Nene. I think they want Sabiobi in for the calling, and if he can play Samba, that's where they want to use that, you know? Okay, give me 1 second, guys. I will pee, and then we will continue conversing. Get back. Guys, I'm an idiot. I never forgot to put on my actual lighting. What a bot burger. Chair stream pog. Chair stream best stream, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so what team will play what comp? I feel like it's all based on scrims. Like, I still think teams will play to their strengths, right? Because there's only a week to prepare for most of these teams. Like, you just heard the bans. You go into scrims tomorrow. I think with Reinhardt bans, a lot of these teams will go to dive. Like, we already see a lot of dive this week. From like most teams, right? Like NYXL played dive on 2CP maps. Vancouver played dive. Like with Ryan, Moira, Kreeban, I think you're gonna see so much dive. Yo, which team won't play dive? I think Washington might be a team that doesn't play dive. They might become a team that plays Mei Hanzo, because Corey's such a carry on the Hanzo, and I don't think his Tracer or Soundbar are like anywhere close. That knocking scared the shit. Did I knock? I'm sorry. That was me thinking loudly. Rain may actually go to spam. No. Rain isn't gonna go spam. Um. Yeah, I think this is a good list with the pluses and the minuses. I think this is where that ends. Rain could do the Orisa Torb strat again. Yes, but there's no Reinhardt. Um. And like Orisa Ryan is really good, right? Because you have so much shield. So you'd have to play like to mimic that. You'd have to play Orisa Sigma. But I think Orisa Sigma does pretty badly against Dive. Like I think Sigma as a character, he has to hit the rock, like a big rock, and if he doesn't hit a big rock, he doesn't do good versus Dive. So you'd have to play Orisa Diva, but then you just don't have enough shield, you know? I think Torp May could actually be good on maps. Like, but Ryan being banned nerfs that so much. Why do I think this helps the Rain? Because they have an insanely flexible roster with Erster, Edison, Sharp even. Like they can play Sombra May Tracer very easily, all the top tier DPS with that rotation. They have Pokpo, who's insane at Winston. They have Hawk, who's just gonna do as good as Diva as he is. Masa's really good. But I think they looked most lost when they had to like play the Maywall War today. So I think just like not playing a super team oriented thing will help them a lot. Like even last season you saw like the Rain dive, right, on Anubis where you had Urstra on Ganyan, he was fucking people. Also they played Torpstrat. What comp do you see Boston playing the most? That's a good question. Let's look up Boston real quick. Here on the tab. Google. Boston Uprising. Boston Uprising. They have Color Hex, who likes his Widow. He plays Tracer. Pull up the street that too. They have Axiom, who's actually a pretty good Winston. Fusion, who also plays Winston. Extremely vocal if they need a leader. Myumbong, who's just all around insane. Jerry, who apparently plays some Sombra, is what you guys have said. I have no clue about this. Muffin and Brucein, who both haven't played too much Diva in Dive. Yeah, they might change this to a full time. They have Swimmer, who hasn't been looking too great on the Lucio and the Brig. But it might also be because the team's not doing too great in general. And then they have Munchkin, who is, as far as I know, pretty good at Tracer and Sombra. He didn't look great on the May coming in. But I think that Boston will definitely play Dive. With Color Hex Tracer, maybe Munchkin Sombra, or Munchkin Tracer, Color Hex Sombra. Yumbong Anna, Swimmer probably Brig, Axiom Winston, and then Muffin Diva. He made the switch to deep. Oh, that's very interesting. So it's definitely gonna be Jerry Sombra then. Thank you for that insight, the key to Vector Sigma. Yeah, they're definitely gonna play Dive, I think. Let's see who they are playing. Because we haven't gotten into this too much yet with the matchups. So we think Toronto stocks are going up by 2. Oh, that's the wrong one. Notepad. Toronto stocks are going up by 2. Mayhem stocks are going up by 1. Have we ever been impressed by No, but I've not been impressed by Boston at all right now. They might even become a little bit better. Big Toronto beat Mayhem. I think Surefour is a great leader in Dive v Dive. And I think Defiant shown that they can adapt in series. They just didn't have the greatest weekend this week. I think this match could be very close between Mayhem and Defiant. But I think Defiant wins this. This might be a hot take, but I think Defiant takes it over Mayhem. Plus here. They've done good, but also bad, yes. But they've looked most comfortable in dive comps. It was weird that they lost against the Outlaws, but they've looked most comfortable in dive comps. Beast is a good Winston, and I don't rate this Ryan as highly as his Winston. I also thought Agility's May play was not good, but if he can play dive characters like Doomfist and Genji, they're gonna play better, right? Like, there's no way they don't. I just feel like their Ryan May is not great. And I feel like Sombra can be like really good for them with Surefour being so good on the Sombra. And then Paris Eternal against the Houston Outlaws. So Paris looks insane right now. Like, Paris looks so good, but next meta, bro. Is Surefour a good tracer? Surefour's a decent tracer. But he'll play Sombra. You guys think Houston win this? Hotbins looked very good. FD Gods looked very good. But this meta might just fall into Houston's meta. Like, they beat the Toronto Defiant on dive today. But it might also be the home crowd working for them, right? But I feel like Paris falls so much with this meta. Like, they looked so coached and so coordinated. Like this week, like so well coached and so coordinated. But now they only have a week, which they won't even get to scrim in all time. And Dante is on Sombra. Yeah. We think XEI is so good on Widow and Kree that them not being on that is like really bad. But again, XEI does have a decent Sombra, and Yaki can't play Tracer, right? Yaki's Doom also looked very good. Having no Tracer might kill Houston. It might just become a Sombra Doom mirror, to be honest. Because Yaki also wants to play Doom. Soon plays a pretty good Sombra and a very good Tracer. Yes, Soon does play Tracer. But we've also not seen Soon for a while. FD God is so good, man. But I think Ben Best is also really good at Ryan, but definitely not as good at Winston. And No Smite didn't look too good on Winston either this season. Like, Gushui just looked so much better than No Smite whenever he played. On Spark. Oh yeah, you're right, Haja. I'm an idiot. Why was I saying that? They have Nico, Soon, Eggsy. Nico, Soon, Eggsy. That's all they've got. No Yaki. Doom was more. I mean, yeah, but Doom gets pushed out very easily by Tracer, in my opinion. Honestly, I might have to give it to the Houston Outlaws. Like, Meko is a great dive diva. Muma looked pretty good on the Winston today. In the mirror. Dante's insane at Sombra. Paris Eternal doesn't have a Sombra that can even match up. FD God's insane, but if he has to play Brig and not Lucio, can't make big plays. We're going on a whim here. Call any Outlaws win next week. Why is it so big? Oh. Please give me a smaller thingy. That better? Oh, it's not better. Oh, we fucked up. That's okay, we can do this better. It's here. Done it. Toronto win. Outlaws win. Paris coaching is great, but they only have a week and they have to travel to Justice. Like, there's no way they get, like, more than, what, like 8 scrim blocks in? I mean, Muma building Primal really fast is mostly a mistake by Toronto. Because you can push the Winston out pretty quick. Hey. Boston Uprising. This is a hard match to call. Whoa. Whoa. So, right now, Washington is so much better than Boston, right? Widow Band punishes every team. It doesn't really punish the rain that much. Like, Baby Bay's nasty, but honestly, they really want to play Edison, right? Thanks for the follow. Al1711X. Justin play spam and win, I think. Yeah, Corey's nasty at Hanzo. Like, if they play May Torb and May Hanzo. Thanks for the follow, Atomic Skull. Then I think Washington can take it.
Cheers, love. The cavalry's here.
Wow, thanks for all the follows, guys. Jesus. Gotta calm your tits. Like, this might be a really bad. Like, Elephant is so good on Diva, but Myeonbong is so good on Anna that they might just cancel each other out there. And then Corey's played Tracer. Corey has a Tracer.
Cheers, love. The cavalry's here.
But they don't have a Sombra player. Like, I feel like this could be the worst possible bans for the Justice because they need Corey to carry and Tracer and Widow are banned. Like, this is actually, like, worst case scenario for Justice. Because if Widow was just open, then they could just play May Widow and it'd be fine. Like, Corey would fuck. But Widow and McCree are banned. Like, he has to play Hanzo. Tuba did not look good on Tracer. Like, they played Farah, or they played, like, Widow Tracer, right? And they, on Ruins, and Tuba just died first every fight. Like, Tuba must have, like, big nerfs, like, nerves. Because when he subbed in on Dorado, he did not do good. And then he played Ilios, and then he did really badly too. So I don't rate Tuba very highly right now, because he must be really nervous on stage. Yeah, he looks like a Fair, but Fair's not going to be meta. So Stratus must be playing Sombra, Corey must be playing Tracer, or they're just going to play Mei Hanzo, right? They're going to play Mei Hanzo, Diva, Orisa, and allow Corey to carry. I think that'd be their best bet. Like, especially if they play Brig Anna with that, and just Armor Pack and Nano Corey every chance they get to. Yeah, but again, with the Doomfist, you need the Sombra, and the Doomfist is the carry. But Washington looks best when Corey is the carry.
Cheers, love. The cavalry's here.
What comp does Boston play? I mean, I can't know for sure, but I think they'll play a dive comp. Farah, Farah won't be good because Sombra and Tracer outpace her and Diva shits on her. You think we're gonna see Rodog next week? No. I think Rodog gets shits on by Sombra. What about Reaper Doom? Again, Reaper Doom gets shit on by Sombra. Sombra Tracer just destroys that DPS line. Especially when you put the armor packs on the Sombra and the Tracer. Hey Moo Cow, the stream's going very well. We are discussing what team is gonna win next week, what the meta is gonna be, everything basically. Honestly, support line doesn't change. I mean, I think there's gonna be Brig, like a lot of Brig. I think. What you think it for tanks? I think there's gonna be a lot of Winston, a lot of Diva. Like Diva has to be 100% pick rate. Thanks for the follow, Lebaget. Like there's no way Diva's not 100% pick rate next week. And then it's either gonna be Orisa or Winston. I think depending on the team. But I think it's mostly gonna be Winston for teams, to be honest. Any chance of Sigma or Orisa? No. Sigma, like maybe if it's a spam mirror. If it's a spam mirror, sure. If both teams are playing Orisa, then I think Sigma's very good. Just like in stage 4, right? But Sigma kind of gets shit on by Sombra. Like he can't like stop hacks, and when Sigma's hacked, because he only has 400 HP, he's very weak. Like Diva has a pretty easy time stopping hacks. Like it's still not great. Hey, thanks for the follow, CKM. I think Diva has an easy time stopping hacks because she can like look around right with the shots. If you have a really good Diva, she can like flick on the Sombra a lot of time when the hack starts. Ryan has an easy time to get to stop hacks. Okay, I'm gonna write this next to Farah why she's so low, because I've gotten this question a million times. But Farah's too slow. Diva contests her very hard, and Tracer and Sombra both are too fast for her. She doesn't get her damage in fast enough. It's basically the deal here. Like, Farah needs like time to set up, right? And by that time, the Tracer Sombra comp has already dived and the Diva's already flying up to your Farah constantly, right? Doom picks will go up next week. I mean, it depends on what teams are playing. Doom is great when you've got a lot of time to set up and the team is kind of like rotating or sitting still, right? But Doom is really bad if there's someone contesting him, like a Diva, like a Tracer, like a Sombra. Will we see Orisa Ball? I think Ball is garbage against Sombra, so I do not think we will see Ball. Like Winston is decent against Sombra because he can bubble the hack right. And it's hard to get hacks on Winston when he uses bubbles properly. But Ball he gets hacked so easy. Like he goes for a slam down and he gets hacked mid slam. What about Titans Genji? I think Genji will be played on maps where there's a lot of high ground. Like Anubis. Like Hanamura maybe. Like Horizon. Like if you have an insane Genji player and don't have a good Tracer Sombra, then I can definitely see Genji be played. Boston Uprising against the Washington Justice. I'm losing my brain. Because Corey won't carry as much, but Boston looks not great. Boston looks like number 20 in the league right now. And we've put them at, they're going to be just as good. But we've said the Washington is going to be way worse. Tuba Sombra slaps? Yeah, but I think Tuba... I think Stratus Corey have so much synergy. Yeah, Boston I think will play Sombra. I think, honestly, I think most teams will play Sombra, guys. I think Elevote's Diva's so good too. But Myunbong's everything is Anna's so good. I think Justice still beat Boston. so hard to call for me. Like, I don't know how good Jerry's Sombra is. Like, you guys are saying Jerry's a really good Sombra and he swapped from off tank to hit scan because his Sombra was so good. That makes me hype up Jerry a little bit, guys. Not gonna lie. That makes me think Jerry's good. And I rate Color Hex Tracer decent. Don't believe in the Jerry hype. You guys are like devils on my shoulder right now. Like, whenever I see the Justice play, they win when Corey kills Frey, and they lose every other fight. Like, there's just no in between. Collect Tracer's desperation pick only. Yeah, I think he's also best on characters like Widow. Munchkin Tracer's Queen. I don't know. Munchkin Tracer looked decent for Soul when he was on that team. But again, he didn't play that much. And after that, we haven't really seen him. I mean, Corey isn't on Widow or Kree. His Hanzo slaps. Like, Corey's Hanzo slaps. And Elevote's Diva slaps. So I have to, like, even though I think Justice go down, I still don't think they're on Boston level. And then Eternal Philadelphia, do we have to talk about this one? I think Philadelphia's is so good, and they have such a big roster, and I think the Paris Eternal go down so much that Philadelphia have to win that. We don't have to talk about that one too long. NYXL Washington. Yeah, Exe best characters are obviously Kree or Widow. Both are banned. Philadelphia, like Sato Fury or Sato Poco Dive is going to be so good. I don't think we'll see any Chipsa. Yeah, I think Carpe is still better than Exe. I think Fusion do go down, but they're just so good right now. And you see how much Eternal goes down. I think it was this meta, it'd be closer than Hero Band's meta. Because the Philly roster runs so deep. Like, Alarm is insane in Dive. Like, we've seen it over and over again. Like, Fusion Uni was so good at Dive. Buddy Astra, insane. You know, like, there's no way Philly don't win this. NYXL Washington. I definitely think, like, even before rationalizing, NYXL wins that. Honestly, it's not even going to be close, I think. I think Nene, Sabiobi sounds like such a good DPS lineup. Or Sabiobi, who are you, right? With the dive. Mano's going to dive. Hoppa's going to dive. Oh, wait. NYXL don't win that. Scroll down. Oh my god, it's all being wrecked right now. Can't scroll down. We'll just hard. Oh my god, what am I doing? Just remove it all. We think Toronto's gonna win. We think Outlaws is gonna win. We think Guy's gonna win. There we go. How is Hoppa dive? I mean, he's just a good diva all around. He's like very aggressive player. But if Sabiobi can like decide the pace of the game, then he's gonna do great. Boston Uprising is the Atlanta Reign. We don't even have to talk about this guy. We really don't. Atlanta Reign will have to fly out for 4 hours just for this game. They'll have to fly out 4 hours, guys. There's no reason they have to fly out. Just like the Fusion flew in today. But yeah, that has to be the Preds for next week with hero bans. I think the big one, really, this one. Like, I think if there was no hero bans, Paris Eternal would win this like 100% of the time. Like, there's no way Paris Eternal wouldn't win if there was like no hero bans. But because Eggsy's kind of getting banned out, they look very organized right now. Nico's May looks insane, but Houston's already good at dive. They've been playing dive. I think dive will see most playtime next week. I give this to the Houston Outlaws. And then this one might be closer because of the hero bans. I don't think Washington will be near as good as they are right now. Even though they didn't look great when they were sick, right? I definitely think that Washington will take a hit from these hero bans just because Koi can't carry on Free or Widow. Yeah, that is the Preds. Okay. I think we are done with this segment of the stream. I do want to VOD review for a little bit. I want to watch the rain game. So we're going to change the title of the stream and then get into the rain game a little. DPS list 5. If it's Tracer Samba, do you think Edison will see Edison Sharp or Edison Ursa? Honestly, I have no clue. Whatever they decide, it will work, but they have to decide on it fast. I think it will be Edison Erster. Because Erster has so much stage time, he synergizes with Pokemon really well. There's a lot of stuff going into that. Okay. So let us change the title of the stream real quick. I will open the replay client and we will get into some VOD review. Let me see. How do I change the title? We are bot at Twitch. I haven't been streaming for that long. But that's why I extra appreciate all your follows. There we go. Atlanta Reign against Paris Eternal. Busan review. We're only gonna do Busan because I think that map went fairly long and it was a very good map and I like to go in depth. No, I will not give any insider leaks. And that rumor isn't very correct. Okay. And we capture a game because I do have my game opening. I don't know why it is not capturing. Oh, we've done it. We're in. We've cracked the code. Remove it. And I like doing game capture, so I can't draw. But I like doing game capture. Okay.